I'm Fox 26 meteorologist Ramisha Shade. It's that time of the afternoon, time for me to give you an update on what's happening in the tropics. Of course, we do this every day, usually around 4 p.m. as long as we are in hurricane season. And yes, we've got a long way to go because this is just the beginning. Hurricane season kicked off on June 1st and goes all the way through the end of November. So let's hop right into it and see what's happening out there. I actually have some good news. We did have one system we were monitoring that was far out in the northeast Atlantic, not far from Spain, but it has fallen apart. We were expecting this to happen and actually moved into some cooler waters and really started to fade away and fall apart. This was a non-tropical area of low pressure that had a very small chance for development, maybe into a subtropical system, but that did not happen. So across the Atlantic Basin, we are very quiet. In fact, no tropical cyclone activity expected over the next 48 hours. So it is nice to see the tropics this quiet. Let's hope it continues because we do not need any of those monstrous tropical cyclones heading our way. Let's look a little bit closer to home. Out in the Gulf of Mexico, not much going on. We've just got general showers and storms over portions of Texas, a few showers out there in the eastern Gulf, but none of this is associated with any type of system that could become a tropical depression, tropical storm, or hurricane. Just general shower and thunderstorm activity. Let's move a little bit farther to the south over towards Cuba. We've got some showers and storms, and also into portions of Central America. Out in the Caribbean, a few showers and storms blowing up there, but nothing that is being monitored currently by the National Hurricane Center for any further development that could turn into a tropical system. So as I mentioned, we are very quiet and we hope that lasts. Usually the first month or two of hurricane season, not extremely active, but we do have certain areas that we do like to monitor, and one of those would be the Gulf of Mexico. This is an area typically where if we were going to get something to form, this would be one of those hot spots. Those systems could develop in the Gulf and then head north our way or off to the north and west towards South Texas. So we certainly will be monitoring the Gulf, but right now nothing that looks like it is going to be threatening us over the next couple of days. Farther south into the Caribbean, the Western Caribbean, another hot spot during the month of June for potential development. But at this point, other than some general showers and storms out there, we are very quiet there as well. Also into the western and southwestern Atlantic, close to the Bahamas. This is the third spot that we monitor a little bit more closely for the month of June. But at this point, we are not seeing anything troubling or concerning that would be an issue for the U.S. or anywhere else for that matter. But as we go over the coming days and weeks, we will likely start to see more activity developing out there that could turn into a tropical cyclone, a tropical storm, or a hurricane. And if we do get that, of course, this is the list of tropical cyclone names for the rest of the season. We've already had Arlene, which very briefly turned into a tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico, but that is long gone. The next name on the list would be Brett, and then we go down to Cindy, Dawn, Emily, Franklin, and then Gert. So this is the list. We've got about 21 names. This list is recycled every 6 years or so. But if a tropical storm or a hurricane ends up being very disastrous, catastrophic, causing a lot of damage or fatalities, certain names can be retired. And of course, for this season, we had Harvey, Irma, Maria, and Nate that were retired from 2017. That was the last time this list of names was used. So now, in the replacement for those, we've got Harold, Adalia, Margot, and Nigel. So those will be the new names if we get that far on the list for this season. Of course, earlier in the year, we did have the Colorado State University forecast come out for this season's outlook for the number of named storms, hurricanes, major hurricanes, and we had the NOAA official forecast come out as well. Now, the CSU forecast gives you specific numbers. The NOAA forecast kind of gives you a window. So the CSU forecast calling for 15 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. NOAA forecast officially calling for 12 to 17 named storms, 5 to 9 hurricanes, and 1 to 4 major hurricanes. If you compare that to an average season, which is taken from 1991 to 2020, it's very close to what we typically experience, and that would be around 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. But even if we have what we consider an average season, that is still potentially bad news for us, because if we just get one of those systems to head our way, we know all too well that it can do a lot of damage. We already have sea surface temps that are warm enough to support these tropical systems. Temps near 80 for much of the Gulf of Mexico, middle 80s for a big chunk of the Caribbean, and we've got very warm waters in the Atlantic as well. So as we go through the remainder of hurricane season, of course, we will continue to monitor things closely, but typically things are usually on the more quiet side for much of June, big chunk of July. Then as we get into August, we start to see that spike. September, of course, the peak of hurricane season, usually right around September 10th. Then things slowly but surely start to settle down as we get into October and especially into November as we near the end of hurricane season. But as I mentioned, as I started this update, we've got a long way to go. We've got months to talk about the potential for tropical systems developing. So make sure you are prepared, make sure you have your hurricane plan, and make sure you download our Fox 26 weather app where you can get any tropical weather update that you want or need. Forecast cones, we've got a big follow me feature there, and any hurricane watches and warnings that come out can be found there as well. So make sure to grab it. Great thing to have on your phone so that you will know exactly what's going on no matter where you are. All right, that's about it for today. Once again, I'm Fox 26 meteorologist Ramisha Shade. Hopefully things stay quiet out in the tropics, but if we have changes, you'll be the first to know. Have a great evening, stay safe, and I'll talk with you later.